Daily English Conversation for Listening. Hello, welcome to English Story channel. Here, you will learn English through simple stories, useful tips, and easy practice. Start your journey today, improve step by step, and enjoy learning English with us. Part 1. Meeting people and making friends. Meeting people is a very important part of daily life. When you meet someone new, you usually start with a greeting. At the A2 level, it is good to practice simple and polite greetings. For example, you can say, "Hello, my name is Anna. What is your name?" The other person may answer, "Hello Anna, my name is David. Nice to meet you." This is a very common and friendly way to start a conversation. Remember, when you meet someone for the first time, smiling and using a polite tone can make the conversation better. When you meet a friend, you can also use informal greetings. Instead of saying, "Hello," you can say, "Hi, how are you?" Your friend may answer, "I'm good, thank you. How are you?" These short exchanges are very common in daily English. It is good to practice them often, because you will use them many times in real life. Asking and answering about how someone feels shows that you care about the person. Sometimes, you want to continue the conversation after greetings. A simple way to do this is by asking questions about the person. You can ask, "Where are you from?" The other person may say, "I am from Spain." Then you can reply, "Oh, that's interesting. I have always wanted to visit Spain." These small questions help the conversation grow. People usually like to talk about where they are from, their family, or their hobbies. Asking polite questions is a good way to make friends. If you want to sound friendly, you can also talk about the weather. In English, people often talk about the weather as a safe and easy topic. For example, "It's a nice day today, isn't it?" Or, "It's very cold this morning." The other person can agree and continue. This kind of small talk is useful when you don't know the other person very well. It is simple, but it helps create a comfortable atmosphere. When you want to meet new friends, introductions are important. You can introduce yourself and also introduce your friends. For example, you can say, "This is my friend John. John, this is Sarah." Then Sarah can say, "Nice to meet you, John," and John can answer, "Nice to meet you too." These short sentences are very useful in daily life. Practice them so that you can use them easily when you meet people. Friendship starts with small conversations, but it grows when you share more about yourself. You can talk about your hobbies, like reading, cooking, playing football, or listening to music. For example, "I like playing football on weekends." "Do you play football?" The other person may say, "Yes, I play football too. I usually play with my friends at the park." This shows that you both enjoy the same activity, and it makes the friendship stronger. Another good topic is family. Many people like to talk about their family. You can ask, "Do you have brothers or sisters?" The other person may say, "Yes, I have one sister. She is younger than me." Then you can answer, "That's nice. I have a brother too." These kinds of conversations help people feel close and connected. Sometimes, when you meet someone, you may need to ask for basic information. For example, you can ask, "What do you do?" This means you are asking about their job or occupation. The other person might answer, "I am a teacher," or "I work in a bank." You can reply, "That sounds interesting." Simple sentences like these help you learn more about the person. If you are a student, you may also talk about school or studies. For example, "I study English. What about you?" The other person may say, "I study business." Then you can ask more, "Do you like studying business?" These questions keep the conversation going and help you understand the other person better. When you want to make friends, it is important to listen carefully. Listening is just as important as speaking. If you listen well, you can ask more questions, and the person will feel happy talking to you. For example, if someone says, "I like cooking Italian food," you can reply, "Really? What is your favorite Italian dish?" This shows you are interested. Sometimes, conversations can be short. That is okay. Not every conversation is long. For example, if you meet someone in the street, you can just say, "Hello, how are you?" They may answer, "I'm fine, thank you." "And you?" Then you can say, "I'm good. Have a nice day." These short conversations are polite and friendly, even if they are not long. In English, body language is also important. When you meet someone, a handshake is common in many countries. In some places, people just wave or smile. Smiling always makes the conversation more positive. If you are confident and polite, people will want to talk to you more. To practice, you can imagine a small role play. For example, "Hello, my name is Anna. What is your name?"
Hi Anna, my name is David. Nice to meet you.
"Nice to meet you too. Where are you from?"
I am from Canada. And you?
"I am from Turkey. Do you like living in Canada?"
Yes, I like it. It is a beautiful country.
This is a very simple but useful example of how to meet new people. You can practice similar role plays with your friends or classmates. Making friends takes time, but it starts with these small daily conversations. Try to be polite, ask simple questions, and listen carefully. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. Soon, you will be able to make conversations more easily in English. Part 2. Shopping and ordering food. Shopping is one of the most common activities in daily life. People go shopping to buy clothes, food, or other things they need. When you go shopping, it is useful to know some simple English sentences. For example, when you enter a shop, the shop assistant may say, "Hello, can I help you?" You can answer, "Yes, please. I am looking for a t-shirt," or, "No, thank you. I am just looking." These short sentences are very useful in real situations. When you want to buy clothes, you may ask about size or color. For example, "Do you have this in medium?" or, "Do you have this t-shirt in blue?" The shop assistant may answer, "Yes, we do. Here you are," or, "Sorry, we only have it in red." Asking about size and color helps you find exactly what you want. Remember to say, "Please," and "Thank you," because politeness is always important. Sometimes you want to try clothes before buying. You can ask, "Can I try this on?" The shop assistant may answer, "Yes, the fitting room is over there." After trying, you can say, "It fits well, I like it." Or, "It's too big, do you have a smaller size?" These phrases are simple but very helpful. If you do not understand something, you can ask politely, "Can you repeat that, please?" When you are ready to buy, you usually go to the cashier. The cashier may ask, "How would you like to pay?" You can say, "I will pay by cash," or, "I will pay by card." Then the cashier may say, "Here is your receipt. Have a nice day." You can reply, "Thank you, you too." This short exchange happens every time you shop, so practicing it is very useful. Shopping is not only about clothes. Sometimes you go to the supermarket to buy food. At the supermarket, you may need to ask, "Where is the bread?" or, "Can you tell me where the milk is?" The worker can answer, "The bread is in aisle 3, or, "The milk is next to the eggs." Learning how to ask for products helps you save time and feel more confident. At the supermarket, people often buy fruits and vegetables. You may ask, "How much are the apples?" The worker may answer, They are $2 per kilo. Then you can say, I would like 1 kilo, please. You can also ask for other things. Can I have half a kilo of tomatoes? These sentences are very common, especially when buying fresh food. Another important part of daily life is eating out. Sometimes you go to a restaurant or cafe. When you enter, the waiter usually says, "Hello, how many people?" You can answer, "2 people, please." Or, "Just 1, please." Then the waiter may say, "This way, please," and show you the table. These first sentences help you start your restaurant experience in English. After you sit down, the waiter will give you the menu. You can say, "Can I see the menu, please?" If you do not understand something, you can ask, "What is this dish?" Or, "What is in this soup?" The waiter may explain, "It is chicken with rice and vegetables." Or, "It is a tomato soup." Asking questions helps you choose the food you like. When you are ready to order, you can say, "I would like the chicken with rice, please." Or, "Can I have the vegetable soup?" It is polite to say, "Please," at the end of your order. If you want to drink something, you can say, "Can I have a glass of water?" Or, "I would like a cup of tea." The waiter usually repeats your order to make sure it is correct. Sometimes you may want to ask about the price. You can say, "How much is the pizza?" Or, "What is the price of the salad?" The waiter will tell you the price, and you can decide if you want to order it. It is also possible to ask, "Do you have any specials today?" Specials are meals that are offered for that day only, often at a good price. When the food arrives, it is polite to say, "Thank you." If you need something more, you can say, "Can I have some more water, please?" Or, "Could I have a spoon, please?" These polite requests make the service better. If the food is good, you can say, "This is delicious." The waiter will be happy to hear that. After finishing your meal, you usually ask for the bill. You can say, "Can I have the bill, please?" Or, "Could we get the check, please?" The waiter will bring the bill. Then you pay, just like in a shop. If the service was good, it is nice to say, "Thank you very much, everything was great." In some countries, people also leave a tip, but this depends on the culture. To practice, here is a short role play in a cafe.
Hello, how many people?
2, please.
This way, please. Here are the menus.
Thank you. Can I have the pasta, please?
I would like the chicken salad.
Would you like something to drink?
Yes, 2 glasses of water, please.
Of course.
This short example shows how easy and polite sentences can make your experience in English smoother. Practicing this type of conversation will help you when you travel or eat out. Shopping and ordering food are very common parts of life. By learning simple phrases, you can buy what you need and enjoy meals in restaurants or cafes. The most important things are being polite, speaking clearly, and listening carefully. If you practice often, you will feel more comfortable and confident. Step by step, you will be able to handle these daily situations in English without any problem. Part 3. Talking about daily routines and free time. Daily routines are the activities that we do every day. They usually follow a regular order. Talking about daily routines is very important in English because it helps you describe your life. At the A2 level, you can use simple present tense to talk about what you do every day. For example, I wake up at 7 o'clock. Or, she goes to school at 8 o'clock. These sentences are easy, but they are useful in many conversations. Most people start their day in the morning. You can say, I get up at 7 a.m. After waking up, you might say, I brush my teeth and wash my face. Then many people eat breakfast. You can describe it like this. I usually eat bread and cheese for breakfast. I also drink tea. If you drink coffee, you can say, I have a cup of coffee every morning. These are all part of your morning routine. After breakfast, people usually go to work or school. You can say, I go to work by bus. Or, I walk to school. If you use a car, you can say, I drive to work. Talking about how you travel is also part of your daily routine. For example, it takes 20 minutes to go to work. This shows how long the journey is. During the day, people have different activities. At work, you might say, I answer emails and talk to customers. At school, you can say, I study English and do my homework. If you want to explain lunchtime, you can say, I usually have lunch at 12:30. I eat with my friends. These simple sentences describe a normal day. In the afternoon, people continue working or studying. You can say, I finish work at 5 o'clock. Or, school ends at 3 p.m. After that, many people go home. You can describe it. I take the bus home and arrive at 6 p.m. These sentences help you share your daily life with others. Evening routines are also important. You can say, I have dinner with my family at 7 p.m. After dinner, you may want to relax. You can say, I watch TV. Or, I read a book. Some people also like to spend time on the internet. I check my social media and chat with friends. These are very common activities in the evening. Before going to bed, you can say, I brush my teeth and wash my face again. Or, I prepare my bag for tomorrow. Finally, you can say, I go to bed at 11 p.m. Talking about when you sleep is also part of your daily routine. Many people use these sentences in introductions when they describe their lives to new friends. Besides routines, people also like to talk about their free time. Free time is the time when you are not working or studying. You can say, in my free time, I like to listen to music. Or, I usually play football with my friends. These are good ways to share what you enjoy. Asking about free time is also a good way to continue conversations. For example, what do you like to do in your free time? There are many hobbies that people can talk about. Some people enjoy sports. I go swimming every weekend. Or, I play basketball at the park. Others like quiet activities. I like reading books. Or, I enjoy drawing. These hobbies show personality and make conversations more interesting. Watching movies and TV shows is another common hobby. You can say, I like watching comedy movies. Or, I often watch TV series in the evening. If you want to ask about someone else, you can say, what kind of movies do you like? The other person may answer, I like action movies. Or, I prefer romantic films. These are simple but fun exchanges. Some people enjoy outdoor activities. You can say, I like going for a walk in the park. Or, I sometimes ride my bike on weekends. Outdoor hobbies are good topics because many people enjoy them. You can also talk about traveling. I like visiting new cities when I have time. These sentences show that you are active and curious. Music is another popular topic. You can say, I listen to music every day. Or, my favorite singer is Taylor Swift. If you play an instrument, you can say, I play the guitar. Or, I am learning the piano. Music is something many people love, so it is easy to start conversations about it. Spending time with friends is also important. You can say, I meet my friends at the cafe. Or, we play video games together. These activities show how people enjoy their social life. You can ask, do you like going out with friends? And the answer may be, yes, I love it. Or, not very often. This helps you know more about the person. Here is a short role play about daily routines and free time. What time do you get up in the morning?
I get up at 7 o'clock.
Do you have breakfast at home?
Yes, I usually eat bread and drink coffee.
What do you do after work?
I go home and relax. Sometimes I watch TV.
What about weekends?
On weekends, I play football with my friends.
This small dialogue shows how easy it is to talk about routines and hobbies. With just a few sentences, you can have a friendly conversation. Talking about daily routines and free time is very useful. These are topics that people discuss every day. You can practice by writing about your own day. For example, I wake up at 7 a.m. I eat breakfast. I go to school. In the afternoon, I study English. In the evening, I watch TV. On weekends, I play football. Writing and saying these sentences again and again will help you remember them. The more you practice, the easier it will become. Soon, you will be able to explain your day, ask about other people's routines, and talk about your hobbies without thinking too much. Daily routines and free time are a big part of life, so practicing them will make your English conversations stronger and more natural. Part 4. At the doctor and health conversations. Health is a very important part of life. Sometimes people feel sick, and they need to see a doctor. Knowing how to speak in English at the doctor's office can help you explain your problem. At the A2 level, you can use simple sentences to talk about health. For example, I don't feel well, or I have a headache. These short sentences are clear and easy for the doctor to understand. When you arrive at the doctor's office, the receptionist may ask you some questions. For example, do you have an appointment? You can answer, yes, I have an appointment at 10 a.m., or, no, I don't. Can I see the doctor today? The receptionist may then ask, what is your name? You can answer, my name is Anna Smith. These short conversations help you check in before you see the doctor. When you meet the doctor, the first step is usually to explain your problem. You can say, I have a sore throat, or, I feel very tired. The doctor may ask you more questions. How long have you felt this way? You can answer, I have had a sore throat for 3 days. These are simple but important sentences to share your health situation. It is useful to know the names of common health problems. For example, headache, I have a headache. Stomachache, I have a stomachache. Toothache, I have a toothache. Fever, I have a fever. Cough, I have a cough. Cold, I have a cold. Back pain, I have back pain. These short sentences are enough for the doctor to understand what is wrong. Sometimes the doctor will ask you about your daily life. For example, do you sleep well, or do you eat healthy food? You can answer with simple sentences like, I sleep 8 hours every night. Or, I don't eat much fruit and vegetables. The doctor uses this information to help you get better. The doctor may also check your body. For example, the doctor might say, open your mouth, please. Or, take a deep breath. You just follow the instructions. If you don't understand, you can ask politely, can you repeat that, please, or, what does that mean? It is always okay to ask for clarification. After the checkup, the doctor may give advice. For example, you should drink a lot of water. Or, you need to rest for a few days. Sometimes the doctor gives medicine. The doctor might say, take this medicine twice a day. Or, take 1 tablet in the morning and 1 at night. It is important to listen carefully and follow the instructions. If you need medicine, you may go to the pharmacy. At the pharmacy, the worker may ask, do you have a prescription? You can say, yes, here it is. Or, no, I just need something for a cough. Then the pharmacist may suggest something. This syrup is good for coughs. Take 1 spoon after meals. Remember to say, "Thank you," after receiving the medicine. Sometimes you may not feel very sick, but you just want to ask about health. For example, you can say, "What can I do for a healthy lifestyle?" The doctor may answer, "You should exercise 3 times a week." Or, "Eat more vegetables and drink less soda." These small tips are very helpful for your daily life. You can also talk about accidents. For example, "I hurt my arm." Or, "I cut my finger." If it is serious, you may need to go to the hospital. At the hospital, you can say, "I need help. I think my arm is broken." These are simple but important sentences in emergencies. Let's look at a short role play at the doctor's office. Doctor: "Hello, what seems to be the problem?" Patient: "I have a stomachache." Doctor: "How long have you had it?" Patient: "Since yesterday evening." Doctor: "Do you feel sick after eating?" Patient: "Yes, I do." Doctor: "You should drink a lot of water and eat light food. I will give you some medicine." Patient: "Thank you, doctor." This is a very basic but realistic conversation. Practicing such dialogues will help you feel more confident if you need to see a doctor. Talking about health also includes habits. You can say, "I usually eat healthy food." Or, "I don't exercise much." You can also describe your lifestyle. "I go running twice a week." Or, "I sleep late every night." These sentences are useful when discussing health with friends or a doctor. Another way to talk about health is by describing feelings. You can say, "I feel sick." Or, "I feel tired." If you are okay, you can say, "I feel fine." Or, "I feel strong today." These simple expressions are often used in daily English. Asking others about health is also polite. For example, "How are you feeling today?" The answer might be, "I feel better, thank you." When someone is sick, it is nice to use polite and kind words. You can say, "Get well soon." Or, "I hope you feel better." These short sentences show care and friendship. If someone says them to you, you can reply, "Thank you very much." Being polite and kind is always important in conversations about health. Health conversations are part of daily life. Whether you are visiting a doctor, going to a pharmacy, or just talking with friends, simple English sentences can help you communicate. The key is to use clear, short phrases and listen carefully. If you practice these conversations, you will feel ready and confident when you need to talk about health in English. Part 5. Travel, Directions, and Asking for Help. Travel is an exciting part of life. People travel to new cities or countries for work, study, or holidays. When you travel, you often need to ask for directions or help. At the A2 level, you can use simple sentences to communicate. For example, "Excuse me, where is the train station?" Or, "Can you help me find the bus stop?" These short questions are very useful when you are in a new place. When you are at the airport, you may need to talk to the staff. At the check-in counter, the worker may say, "Can I see your passport, please?" You can answer, "Here you are." Then the worker might ask, "Do you have any bags?" You can reply, "Yes, I have one suitcase." Or, "No, I only have hand luggage." These are simple but important conversations at the airport. At the security check, the officer may say, "Please put your bag here." Or, "Take off your jacket." You just follow the instructions. If you don't understand, you can ask, "Can you say that again, please?" Polite questions help you in every situation. After security, you can ask staff, "Where is gate number 5?" And they may answer, "Go straight and turn left." When you arrive in a new city, you may need to use public transport. At the bus station, you can ask, "Which bus goes to the city center?" The worker may answer, Bus number 10 goes to the city center. Then you can ask, how much is a ticket? The worker might say, it's $2. Buying tickets is part of daily travel, so these sentences are very helpful. Taxis are also common when you travel. You can say to the driver, hello, can you take me to the hotel, please? The driver may ask, which hotel? You can answer, the Grand Hotel, please. When you arrive, the driver may say, that will be $15. You can then pay and say, thank you. Simple and polite words make the journey easy. Asking for directions is very important. You can start by saying, excuse me, can you help me? Then you ask, where is the bank? Or, how can I get to the museum? People usually answer with simple instructions. For example, go straight, then turn right. The bank is next to the supermarket. Or, walk for 5 minutes, and you will see the museum on your left. These instructions are very common. It is useful to know some direction words. Here are some examples. Straight, go straight ahead. Left, turn left at the corner. Right, turn right at the traffic lights. Next to, the cafe is next to the bank. Opposite, the library is opposite the park. Behind, the hotel is behind the station. In front of, the bus stop is in front of the school. These words make directions clear and easy to understand. Sometimes you may not understand directions the first time. That is okay. You can ask politely. Can you repeat that, please? Or, can you speak slowly? People are usually happy to help if you ask kindly. You can also check with another person to be sure. For example, is the bank this way? These small questions help you feel more confident. Travel also includes staying in hotels. At the hotel reception, you may say, hello, I have a reservation. The receptionist may ask, what is your name? You can answer, my name is David Brown. Then the receptionist might say, here is your key. Your room is on the 2nd floor. You can reply, thank you very much. If you don't have a reservation, you can ask, do you have a room for tonight? The receptionist may answer, yes, we do. Or, sorry, we are full. If there is a room, you can ask, how much is one night? These questions are very useful when you travel. At the hotel, you may need to ask for help. For example, can I have an extra towel, please? Or, the air conditioner is not working. The hotel staff will try to help you. Always remember to say, please, and thank you. Politeness makes everything easier. Sometimes, when you travel, you may get lost. If that happens, don't worry. You can ask, excuse me, I am lost. Can you help me? People usually give simple directions. You can also use maps or your phone, but asking people is always useful. Here is a short role play about asking for directions.
Excuse me, can you help me?
Yes, of course.
Where is the train station?
Go straight, then turn left. The station is next to the post office.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
This is a simple and polite way to ask for help. Practicing such dialogues makes you more confident when you travel. Travel conversations can also include food and activities. For example, you can ask, where is a good restaurant? Or, what can I do in this city? Locals may suggest places. You can visit the museum. Or, there is a nice park near here. Asking these questions helps you enjoy your trip more. If you travel abroad, you may also need help at the train station. You can ask, when is the next train to London? Or, which platform is for Paris? The staff will answer, the next train to London is at 3 p.m., or, platform 2 is for Paris. These small conversations make travel much easier. When you want to buy tickets, you can say, Can I have a ticket to London, please? The worker may ask, one way or return. If you only go one direction, you say, one way, please. If you go and come back, you say, return, please. Learning these simple words helps a lot when traveling. Travel is not only about transport. Sometimes you need to ask about time. You can say, what time does the museum open? Or, when does the bus leave? These are easy but very common questions. The answers are usually short. It opens at 9 a.m. or, the bus leaves at 6 p.m. Asking for help is a natural part of travel. People are usually kind and willing to give information. The most important thing is to be polite, clear, and simple. Saying, excuse me, at the start makes people more ready to help. Saying, thank you, at the end shows respect. Travel, directions, and asking for help are everyday conversations in English. By practicing simple sentences, you can move around new places easily, buy tickets, stay in hotels, and enjoy your journey. Confidence comes with practice, and the more you use English in travel situations, the easier it becomes. Soon, you will be able to travel anywhere and feel comfortable asking for help in English. Hey friends, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoy these daily English conversations. Remember, practice a little bit every day, and your English will get better and better. Don't worry if you make mistakes, it's normal and it helps you learn. Stay positive, keep practicing, and have fun with English. If you liked this video, give it a like, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more easy English lessons. See you in the next video. Bye.